What's up guys, Nednom here with another controversial Smash Legends tier list for competitive mode this time. All I've done in the past 3 days is legit just play ranked / competitive mode. I have over 150 games I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm 100 LP master tier currently, pushing for legendary, if I manage to find a queue, that is, a queue pop. So this is what I've experienced so far for the EU queues, the meta, the jumps that are picked, and what you should be aware of and when you should dodge. Let me just explain the tiers real quick. S tier, excellent meta picks, most commonly picked, very good champions, the best champions actually. A, viable, good picks in the right hands. Some people can make them seem really strong, these champions, which I'll put in A tier, and others will be, well, not so good. B tier, dodge material, generally not very strong champions. And, well, the last tier, throw tier, somebody just wants to int you. Alright, let's begin. First off, we'll begin with a S tier legend. My pick, or the legend that I play the most, is Peter. I think he's very easy, that's why I play him. Very rewarding, and overall, people play him, but they don't play him as much as some other picks, S tier picks. So yeah, I think he's very strong, and one of the best legends for competitive mode currently. Now, B tier. I'm not saying this legend is a complete troll, but I've not seen people carry with it, so I wouldn't say it's viable. For B tier, I would put our second to last new legend, which is Zepeta. Unless you know the player is really good, because the player pool is quite small currently for the upper ranks. Unless you know the person is super good and can carry you with Zepeta, I would personally just dodge if it's a random. Next up, alright guys, listen. Wolfgang, the guy that people hated me most for. Wolfgang. Listen, I still think he's not amazing, but compared to Wolfgangs that I've met in randoms, in competitive, everybody seems to know how to play him very well, at a very high level. So I think Wolfgang, for me, moves up from B tier to A tier. Still not S tier, because there are some randoms who don't know how to play him, but definitely not a bad pick. Now, speaking of bad picks, if you see somebody pick Ducky in competitive, they're completely trolling you. They want you to dodge, or are going to dodge themselves. Ducky is a troll pick, unfortunately. I love Ducky, the legend which gave me the most trouble receiving before the change, before the update. Unfortunately, not a good pick. Now, Kaiser. Kaiser, this is my second most picked legend. I'm pretty much a two-trick, Peter and Kaiser. He's not as good as Peter, I think, my boy Kaiser, but he still is viable, and I've seen some really good players make the most of him. He won't deal amazing damage, but what he does, or what he excels at, is the pushback. So if you use his ultimate rare ability and his pushback ability, he moves up to A tier for me. Next up, Mastercat. Dude, my favorite legend, still my favorite legend, but unfortunately for the current meta, unless you're absolutely insane with him, I've seen some players just 1v5 with Mastercat, but that is such a rare occasion. Most Mastercat players, myself included, are don't have the potential to carry 1v5. So as a whole, Mastercat, if you're absolutely cracked at him, he would be A tier. But unless you're absolutely insane and a freaking Mastercat prodigy, for the current meta and where he stands, I think he is B tier. Now Jakku is surprisingly... Dude, I always knew that he was good. I did not think he was this good, actually. A good Jakku will completely 1v5, very easily actually. Jakku is currently meta and Jakku is pretty much S tier. Cody. Now again, my second most controversial legend. Same story as Wolfgang. In randoms I've met some really bad Codys, myself included again. In ranked, however, there are some really good players. I've met some really good players in Master and Legendary tier. She's not dodge material. I think in the right hands she is viable. Now Hook, dude, I don't know why people play Hook. They play Hook for the damage numbers at the end of the screen. They see that they've dealt 30k damage, but in reality they've costed the game for people. You have no idea how many times they've costed me games simply because they don't stay in the point. They just DPS from afar. They just never go into the minion point. They just don't do it. They don't care about winning, they care about their damage numbers. If I see a Hook, no matter... I've actually never met good Hook players. Like dead ass. Never met a good Hook player. If I see a Hook, I just instantly dodge. Now, our next troll pick is Brick. You already know. Ducky, Brick, look at these small fellas. But as small as they are, they're as weak. Fortunately, yeah, Brick... in some maps, he could be okay-ish. But in upper ranks, no. Brick is just a troll pick and insta-dodge. Now, Young, I've actually played with a few good Youngs in high elo. I've gotten carried once or twice by a Young. But in general, I don't think he's that good. He's pretty much dodge material, unless you know the player who plays him is completely cracked at him. But if I see just some random picking Young, you already know I'm kinda dodging. Ravi's really good, as long as they don't have CC. If they have, what do you call it? If they have Alice, well, shoot, don't pick Ravi. But in the right hands, Ravi is really quite strong. Cindy, dude, the difference between Cindy players is so enormous. They can play her horribly, they can cost us games. I've seen people eat themselves off the map at high elo, at Master and Legendary tier. And I've seen people 1v5 with her. I think the champion, in general, is one of the best. So, if you're good with Cindy, you can make her seem like S tier. Rapunzel has CC. Damage also really good. I'm thinking or hesitant between S and A tier, but I think these picks just completely overshadow her. So if they're S tier, Rapunzel belongs in A tier. Still, you can make her viable and she can be really good in your hands. Witch Queen, dude, surprisingly Witch Queen is a good champion. I don't see her played often in ranked, which really baffles me. But the times that I've seen her played, people actually do really well with her. So Witch Queen, I wouldn't say she's dodge material. She's between A and B, but in the right hands, I think she's quite viable and can carry. So Witch Queen, I would say A tier. Now Alice, listen, this is a champion that I thought most about. She's meta, she's picked a lot. She doesn't deal much damage, but what she excels at is her CC, obviously. She's a supporter. I wouldn't say you can solo carry, but you have to be really good with her. The damage numbers, she's kind of similar to Kaiser. At lower ranks, I've noticed that Cindy's are just not Cindy's, I'm sorry, Alice's are just completely dog poop. At higher ranks, however, they're really cracked and can change the tide of a game quite easily. I'm really hesitant whether I should put her A or S tier, but because of the cracked, I don't know how it is for NA servers, you guys can let me know in the comments below, ranked, how Alice's do there, and Asia servers also. But in EU, the Alice's that I've seen in Master and above are completely cracked and just end up carrying. So I think Alice is an excellent pick if you can play her. Now Octavia. Dude, Octavia in general is dodge material unless you have a tank like Kaiser, like Don, who else? Brick we wouldn't count. But yeah, if you have Kaiser and Don, Octavia is really quite good actually. I think Octavia is super good with tanks. They end up carrying. Now, if you're just picking her solo blind pick, like if you first pick Octavia, no, that's not good. Your teammates could pick champions which don't have synergy with Octavia. But if you pick her with Kaiser, with Don, like I said, that can pretty much, that will determine the game, I'm sure. So if you guys see me picking Kaiser, this is a comp by the way, Kaiser Octavia. Please, if you see me picking Kaiser, play Octavia and I'll love you forever. We've literally 4-0 games like that. Rambert, well, not much to say about him. Furry Daddy, nope, not S tier, not A tier. I've never met a good Rambert in ranked above Master. He's dodge material for me. Flare, this is an interesting champion, because Flare is super obnoxious, but she's kind of a troll pick. It's really, I'm really hesitant about this. I was wondering whether to put her in dodge material or viable. The flares that I've played with are super good for some reason in Master. And they end up carrying sometimes, not always. So yeah, I'm really hesitant about Flare. I wouldn't, but if I see a Flare, honestly, in ranked above Master, I would not dodge. I would give him the benefit of a doubt and play the game out. So I think Flare A tier. Don is actually also good. Dude, I'm putting all of the legends in A tier, but I think they're really decently balanced. I think the developers did a good job of that. So yeah, I think Don, also in the right hands in Master tier and above, is quite viable. I've gotten carried. So yeah, Don also A tier. Kurenai, I've not, to be honest, I've not played one game with Kurenai in ranked. Oh, actually I have, I just lied. I have, but they weren't anything amazing. They just, yeah, went off the map a few times. But if I see a Kurenai in ranked queue in my lobby, I would dodge. Nui is good. Nui is good. Her damage is what makes her, pretty much. Kind of squishy, but still, her damage is just absolutely insane. If you're able to play her, she could very well be A tier. All of these legends. Snow in the lower ranks is S tier. In the higher ranks, he's, well, low. I wouldn't say he's dodge material. I don't see his snows very often. He could be viable in the right hands, but yeah, unless you're completely cracked, please just don't play him. That being said, I still think some players can pull off amazing plays with him and carry. So A tier. Robin actually surprised me quite a lot. I never thought that he would be this good. His damage is also completely insane. He's between S and A tier for me. I'm not sure how to... I think if we are rating this for Master and above players, for example Galaxy is a super good Robin and he ends up carrying the minion, I think Robin can actually be S tier. Catches me by surprise, but I think he is super good in the right hands. And Red, well, I've seen some really good Reds in ranked, so I don't dodge, and I think people can make her seem viable. So yeah, this is my controversial little tier list. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. Let me know how your games are going in ranked, if you play, of course. And also, I am thinking of doing coaching. When I reach legendary, I will begin to take in students. Whoever wants to get coached, whoever wants to get better at ranked, hit me up on Discord and we can think of something. Alright guys, thank you for watching, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video.